awesome.
I know. Stop it.
In honor of Dawn,
I love it.
we dressed.
You can only see me though, because they're camo.
Say what?
They can only see me because you guys are camouflage. You're blending into the environment.
That's so funny. Noah,
What's going on?
how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Oh my goodness, who's this?
This is Penelope. This
Hi,
is my
Penelope.
grandpa's dog.
That's nice. Hi, fellas.
Hello. That's what they do to us too.
It had to be Roosevelt. That's a big boy right there. We got those at Roosevelt, I'm pretty sure about that. That's a big boy right there. Yeah. You have to when it comes to something for Donald. That's right.
That's what we said. We're dressed.
Hell, he had camouflage underwear.
I bet he did.
You did too.
Yeah.
Look at how pretty the flowers
Isn't it
are.
with the flowers?
That's
blooming?
amazing.
I love that.
Well, there are.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
You're hilarious.
How's it going, man?
Hi.
Hey, you.
You're hilarious.
Oh.
Hi.
Can't see us, but
No, we're invisible.
I know, I almost walked right by him.
It is so pretty, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for coming out today to celebrate my dad. Thought I'd get further into this than I am. Thank you for letting the day be beautiful. When we got here, it was pouring rain, so we weren't sure how this was going to go, but it turned out beautiful, so thanks Dad for that. But I just wanted to have everyone come and fellowship and remember my dad in an informal way, because if you knew him, you knew he was not a formal guy. So he would just want us to be together and celebrate him and have a good time and spend time with each other. So that's kind of what I want us to share today. Everyone should have a candle. My sister Jen and I will kind of get the ball rolling. Shane's gonna talk for a minute, and then we're gonna have a moment of remembrance. So we'll light the candles and just help light the candles to the person next to you. How did you just take a minute to remember my dad?
Good afternoon, friends and family of Don Scruggs. My name is Shane Scruggs. It's not this long, this is a big font, so I can see it. I am Don's youngest and favorite brother. Sorry, Randy. The family asked me to put some words together and recite a prayer for our dear Don. We've gathered to celebrate the life of a very special man. Although he might have a few choice words about the fact that we planned this party on a day we knew he couldn't attend, in truth, though, he's with us in spirit, especially at this lake. A perfect venue for him. We believe that Don is now with his dear wife, Linda. That is where he has wanted to be since we lost her. I believe that he is happier now than he has been for many years. There is just no replacing Linda in his eyes, and there will be no replacing either of them in ours. We all have our favorite stories to share, and there are many. I see all of the fishing buddies that showed up. We might hear things that we've never heard before. Please take this time of celebrating Don's life to share those stories with each other. I can clearly hear Don and Linda's laughs as we gather here today. That sound is missed already. This family certainly has a gift for laughter, and I am so pleased that his daughters, Jennifer and Mary, inherited that trait. Don was not a religious person, It's hard to say a prayer without referencing God. But for those of you who do, and those that don't, I hope not to offend anyone. This prayer was roughly taken from Psalm 63:5. Oh God, the life of Don Scruggs is a source of pleasure and enjoyment for our hearts and lives. As we celebrate his life today, we are blessed and comforted by your presence. Our hearts sing your praise for the impact of Don on our lives and all that are here. Strengthen and encourage us through the difficult moments of grief, and our lips shall forever praise you. Amen. And now there will be some music that was put together that were Don's favorites. So take a listen, and then we will talk about the candles. Okay, thank you.
Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stay too long, I'd probably break down and cry. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past and paint me the picture of long ago. Lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people can, not just something they would say and then forget. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Oh, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. There's no way you could ever let me down. You'll always be my closest friend, and someday we're gonna make it out. Just hold the light, just hold the light high. So how do I say goodbye to someone who's been with me for my whole damn life? You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. I see your face when I look at mine. I'm so afraid, how will I go on? That's my job.
Shoot, mine is really struggling. People are keeping theirs alive and mine is not.
Thank you. Love you.
That's my job, you see. To say I love you.
Y'all.
That's my job. That's what I do. Everything I do is because I
my Maker's face. I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. Yeah, when I get where I'm I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm
Let's eat, y'all.
I just want to mention, for those of you that don't know, the dog that is here today was Don's dog. Her name is Penelope. And Ashley and Noah were kind enough to take her in when Don passed. And she still looks for her. And she has 2 other dogs to play with. First time in her life, had never met another dog. And she's probably lost 10 pounds. Because Don will make her pork chops and bacon. And that's just what he did with every one of his animals. So I'm glad she was able to make it today.
I know why your mother fell in love with your father, because they both were from a hunting and fishing rural background, and Linda just dearly loved that. And Linda and I visited our Alaska small town, and it was Don's just joy to come up there and meet with us. We took him out to see the big brown bears, and he didn't have a gun. He was so out of his element with the bears and no gun. It was just frightening. So that's a memory I'll always have of him. You could hear the grunting in the woods. He wasn't protected. One of the group of us had a gun, so we loved Don. We'll miss him so much.
Thanks. All the good stories, yeah. I have a lot of really, really good stories with your dad. And it's hard to think of just one right now, but what an amazing man he was, and super happy to have had him in my life. Both of your parents were really good friends with both of my parents, and growing up over the years, we all got together and we did a lot of really good things, and had a lot of great camp trips, fishing trips, and just a lot of fun. So if anything, I remember your dad was a great role model for myself growing up, and one of the best men I've ever known in my life. So he's missed but not forgotten, and super happy to have had all of you guys in my life. So thank you.
You know, I've known Don and Linda since our kid, before Mary was born actually, and we did a lot of fun things in the mountains, the desert, this lake, which wasn't so fun for me, but Don thought it was fun. He was taking his boat, and Linda and I and my husband Steve were all in the boat, and Donnie decided to take us on a rail ride, and he hit every bump. I thought I was going to fly out of the boat because he hit every bump. I don't know if you've ever gone with Donnie in a boat, but he's not gentle. And the other time that I remember, my sister Julie and I were with them, and he had this bright yellow truck. It was a 4-wheel drive, and we would go out in the desert, and he would mud all the time, but we found this mountain, and he told my sister and I to go ahead and get in the truck, and we got in the truck. I was not in a seatbelt. She was not in a seatbelt, and he said, okay, just go up at the top of the mountain. Well, we get in the truck, we're driving up, and he said, no, you got to gun it. We gunned it, and we flew over this mountain and went down about I don't know, 12 feet or whatever. It was not fun, but it's a fun memory to have now, and we laughed about it a lot. So I love Don and Linda, and I always will. Love you guys.
That's amazing. Thank you.
My dad had stories for days, hunting, fishing, and always the craziest situations or stories, and poker, yes. We debated on having a poker game today in his honor. But I think we've heard most of them, but if there's a hunt and fishing story or any other story likewise, obviously feel free to share here. I think we'll bring the sound system up while people are eating and at any time if anybody wants to say anything, and certainly feel free to do so. We do have just some little keepsakes here, and my dad, if you want to pay some respects here too. So.
Hi. So I tell the story every year on Easter, and I have since I could tell the story, and I think it's only fitting that I'm telling it again here today. But when Mary and I were little, our parents decided to take us to the lake and go camping on Easter. And I remember riding in the camper the whole way to the lake, and my mom kept trying to hide stuff in the camper, and we didn't know what the heck was going on. But anyway, I remember seeing some stuff that I wanted to get into, but we weren't allowed to touch it. But at sunset, my dad decided to take us on the boat to go look for the Easter bunny, and he took the trolling motor and he went around the bank of the whole lake and pointed out every cottontail, every jackrabbit, and said, "I think that's the Easter bunny, I think that's the Easter bunny," and we were just entranced. That man could see a jackrabbit or a cottontail from a million miles away. I don't even know how, but anyway, he was making us look at these bunnies and telling us that's the Easter bunny, and in the morning the Easter bunny is going to bring you guys a present. And of course we knew that was going to happen, so we wake up the next morning in the camper, get out of the camper, and there's these big beautiful Easter baskets laying out, the ones that my mom had hid the whole way. And I just think it's fitting that the day after Easter, I'm telling this story about the same lake that's behind me from our childhood, and literally one of my favorite memories because he made it so real for us. My dad was tough, and I gave him a run for the money. I really did, but I feel incredibly honored to have been the one to take care of him at the end of his life the way he took care of us our whole lives. And he went the way he wanted to go. He was peaceful, he was happy. He's with my mom, and those Easter memories and all the other ones that go with it, we're going to carry in our hearts. So no matter how you knew my dad or at what point you knew my dad, we were all really, really blessed to have known him in general. So whether you knew the ornery, honky-tonk, off-roading guy that got into fights in bars and went hunting and fishing and all that stuff, or the guy that was older and you want some fish and he fed you to death and whatever else, no matter how you knew him or what stage in life you knew him at, we were all really fortunate. And not only that, but I know, like, towards the end of his life, just being with him every day, he expressed how grateful he was to have all of you in his life. And I can't thank you enough, because now as an adult, I have you in my life, and you've not only become, second parent to me as a child, but you've become my friends as adults and my family, and we love and appreciate you guys so much for being here for us and for being there for him. And we just love you. So thank you.
I really expected that Easter basket story was going to be there with a rabbit in the Easter basket.
With the tail? No, just the tail. He would rip the tail off and he put it in your pocket and wash it in the jeans. Never mind, that's a whole nother. It's true though, right?
It is true. We had
I thought that story
real
was
bunny
going
tails and pockets and
yeah, and teeth.
I kind of want to piggyback on what my sister said. You know, we were girls, and if you knew my dad, like most of you did, he was a manly man. He was a hunter and a fisher and a tough guy, you know. Didn't mess around, he was a straight shooter, and he wanted boys.
I was the boy. So
he wanted boys, and he got
Mary,
girls.
you provided that.
Yeah,
So,
between the
you
two of us, we got the boys covered. But I'm actually, it's one of the things that I'm most grateful for my dad, because while my mom was the feminine hairstylist and always said never leave the house without your stomach tucked in and your face on and your hair done, I appreciated the fact that my dad taught us to be boys. Like he taught us to be tough. He taught us all the things that men need to know to do things, and that is incredibly valuable to me. So
yeah.
Well, he's here
Cheers,
right
brother.
now. Can you feel him? He's right here.
He is right here. He's with us for sure. Mom is too. So.
Yeah.
They're 24. 24? Are they really?
It's got some bling on it.
Cool. That's good for you.
Spicy sauce and
That's hot. I can tell that's hot.
spikes.
When you see them little seeds, you know there's some fire in there.
Drinks are in the coolers, you guys.
It's his first kill. Monumental picture.
Wow. How long ago was that?
He was probably like 17 in this
Really?
picture.
Was that here?
Huh?
Where was that here?
I have no idea.
No, I bet that was in Tennessee.
Probably.
I didn't know they had things like that.
And now every time she wears something, I'm like, she's like, you look at that.
Mary, this is so beautiful, and you gave it to me when my sister was still alive. And I'm giving it back to her because it's time that she enjoy it. I've had so many years with it. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. I love it.
I just love your stuff.